So, dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we are trying to share some basic informations related to meditation practice. Why it is very important? Because as all of you know, nowadays most of people try to practice meditation. And they look for mental health. And sometimes when they have some physical difficulties, they try to practice meditation. Somehow, end of this all, we look for our happiness, satisfaction, and physical comfort. If you look very carefully, so what you mean by your happiness? What you mean by your comfort? What you mean by your satisfaction? So first you have to be very clear about it. And even just imagine you reach to that level in this physical body, how far you can remain there. Because this physical body is not sustainable for our happiness or satisfaction. Even this conventional world, not sustainable because things happen because of many reasons. So when you clinging to certain result without knowing how it happened like that, then it always going to become a struggle. So that's why it is important for yourself to focus something more beneficial, profitable, and invest your time, invest your life for that profitable thing. So what is that profitable thing when it comes to our life? Not the physical comfort, even not the physical satisfaction, not the emotional satisfaction. All the time that going to become beneficial for you, only one thing in your life, in this life you can develop as a human being. Other everything going to go away from you. So what is that one thing? That is your awareness. So that everything you experience in your life going to depend according to the condition of your awareness. Think about it. Think about it and you can argue about it. It doesn't matter. Just imagine you reach to the highest in this conventional world with this all the material satisfaction. But if your awareness is not there, what's the point? And how are you going to experience that? So the awareness is the key point. And other thing is, when it comes to this physical, material, conventional world, more than this, our accumulation, the material world accumulation, the awareness is the only one thing going to become profitable. And it has power to grow itself, and it has power to bring all other things around you to become successful. But most of time in day-to-day life, we are not give that much attention to our awareness. So that's why practicing meditation here means we give our opportunity, we give a chance, we give a space for our awareness to brush up, clean, and grow. So always you have to remember, when it grow, it need to be clean, better than yesterday. Why? Because so far in this journey, we accumulated a lot of dust, lot of unnecessary information. We carried and we have a lot of junk in our mind. We are the one who accumulated those things by visualizing, dreaming, thinking about it, hoping about things. When you become mature regarding life, you know that how many junks that you carry within yourself. So then purifying means yourself, you have to have the guts. You have to have the strength. You should have the ability. Say no to your own unnecessary things, unprofitable things. So then, how you can develop this awareness? In the very first level, you take a conscious decision just for a few minutes to observe your inhalation, exhalation. So that is our primary mental object here in this meditation techniques we practice. And then you become disciplined, because it is you are the one who select that primary mental object, and now you're going to have some mental discipline. You aware about it. So if the mind go here and there, then you have to have some logical mind. You have to have some reasoning yourself. So you gave a conscious decisions to observe inhalation, exhalation. Now mind is not there. So then you bring it back. Again and again, again and again. When you do that, what happens? You are capable to stay with your conscious decision. And that is where your awareness is going to become sharp and clear. So out of that clarity, you are capable to develop your conventional life in this any situation, because we don't know what will happen tomorrow. So you are capable to get out of this preconditioned mind, and you can develop more sustainable flexibility and balance to go with any situation. So that is more comfortable than you develop a kind of like a timetable, or you develop a kind of like a structure for yourself. Just imagine you have a structure, timetable, work for today, and how about tomorrow? What will happen? We don't know. So if you are so addicted to timetable, in case that if you have to change the time, what will happen? You get disappointed. So then like that, what happens? Deeply, now apply that same principle to your mind. Culture, tradition, believing system, or most of the schooling system, the whatever we learn, study. So this everything is kind of like a mental timetable. We want to keep it like that. So remember, you are born here not to just to become puppet for your culture or tradition or believing system or even for your religion. You are here to develop yourself and experience the life to the highest. So then, how you can experience that? Rather than being cultural, traditional person, you may not going to experience it. So if you are capable to have the awareness, that is where it gives the ability to experience the highest as a human being. So that's why it's nothing wrong you follow the culture, tradition, believing system or any religion. But when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, it's go in a different path. So you are not here to protect anything because you can't protect anything. You are not here to take care anything. That's the first thing you have to understand, because we spend so much time. We invest our life to take care a lot of things, but you are here not to take care anything. So then why you are here? You are here to be the best version for you. Can you do that? Can you invest yourself to do that? Can you practice to do that? Can you focus to do that? Nature will take care itself. Country, the nations, the culture, the traditions, the religions, it's not belong to anybody. Those are stories. We just believe. There's nothing wrong with that. You can keep that a story as a story. But during this time period, remember, within maximum 100 years, you're going to go from here. You're not going to stay here more than that. Even if you are stay here, you are not going to be a kind of like a valid person. So then within that time period, can you experience your highest? Because that's going to become the best contribution to the humanity, to the nature, to the world. But if you're not going to become your best version, how you can take care of the nature, culture, the tradition, the believing system or religion, or kind of like that thing. This is what happens. The most of time, unqualified people try to take care of the nature. That is the worst thing can happen. And most of time unqualified, that here unqualified means ignorance people. Just imagine, ignorance people try to take care of the wisdom. That is the worst thing can happen to the wisdom. Most greedy people try to talk about the generosity. That is the worst thing can happen to the generosity. When it comes to the nations, most egocentric, jealousy people try to take care of the nations. That is the end of the nation. So like that, then the very first thing you have to remember before you talk about these big topics, or before you try to tell the story regarding the nature, culture, tradition, believing system, or the religions, be a qualified person for that. How you can be qualified for that? Are you have the clear awareness? Do you have a clear mind? Are you biased to your culture, tradition, believing system? So that's mean what? That mean your mental formations, cankers, sanskara already condition you. So then you are not a free person. You don't have a free mind. You are biased to certain things. So if you are biased to something, how you can talk about it? Because you are itself a prisoner to that. So just try to think about it. So that's why practicing meditation means give the clarity to yourself to experience the world without any boundaries. That is where you can see things as it is. That is the first step, which we call tranquility state. Once you have it from that point, you can go to the vipassana level to understand how things come to be as they are. So we everybody like wisdom, we everybody like knowledge, but the thing is, without seeing things as it is, sometimes how we going to understand how it come to be as it is. So in this sense, in this environment, people most of time talk about well-being, having a very sustainable, having a very comfortable lifestyle. So believing, just asking about it, just praying for that, you can't get it. So there are few things that you have to maintain to gain this well-being lifestyle. So there are 5 conditions that you have to develop. So the first one is the connection. And the second one is being active. And the third one is take notice. Fourth one, keep moving and keep learning. And the fifth one is sharing, giving, generosity. So those are the 5 conditions that you have to have if you look for well-being lifestyle. So, but the thing is here, in this kind of lifestyle, if you don't have a spiritual foundation, still even though you have these 5 conditions, and somewhere, someday, you're going to get stuck. So as example, contact. You know, we are social beings. We need to know each other. We are social beings. We have to share things with each other. And at the same time, everybody try to find a way to connect with each other. So that is where nowadays all the social medias become very popular. In that, every social media, there is something called what? How you can reward it, and at the same time, how you can share it. Those 2 things very important when it comes to all the social medias. How you can reward it, like a like, smiling, heart, kind of like that. There are many emojis. You can show, you can express what you feel about it. And at the same time, there is a sharing button. So, because that is the very nature of this society. We reward, we share. Remember that whatever you have, it doesn't matter good or bad, right or wrong, we always somehow knowingly or unknowingly, visibly or invisibly do this. So then when it comes to contact, remember, just contact is not enough to have the well-being lifestyle. You have to have some kind of wisdom. The very reason is, of course, that whatever the connection that we develop, the contact we have around us is very important. And it become a kind of like a pillar to our success. When you have good contacts, it's very easy for you to develop your life. But at the same time, remember, You have to have some kind of wisdom to understand. The reason is one wrong person can destroy your life. One wrong friend can destroy your life. So then remember that when it comes to like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, it is very, you can, nothing wrong that you follow people, nothing wrong that you have friends, you add friends, but you should know who they are. Otherwise, what will happen? One day maybe you get into a wrong person, and then whatever, everything that you build can destroy. So then always remember how you can master yourself, uplift yourself, develop yourself to have a very sustainable lifestyle without having difficulties in the future because of your today behavior. So then you start to get into good contacts, have good people around you. And by the time, try to understand that people and where they are heading, who they are, and what kind of lifestyle they have. And then have the strength and courage. Say no to people. Don't afraid say no to people. If you recognize this person is disturbing you and kind of like become a barrier to your success, always no believer, always kind of like a chanting can't do mantra, get out of that people, because it's going to become a hindrance to yourself. So then you have to learn, say no to people. A lot of people can't do it. That is why most of people get into troubles, or that's where most of people drop their dreams, and that is where a lot of people become failure in life. Look at the Prince Siddhartha, and he left the palace, he left his wife, he left his child, and on the way he left all the good friends and the teachers and the 5 ascetics. He left everybody. Why? Because he understood that whatever he keep looking is not with that people. There's nothing wrong with that people, but it is not for you. Of course, people have different opinions, people like different things, people have different lifestyles. Nothing wrong with that. So let them to follow what they believe. And if you recognize, if I'm going to be with this person, it's not going to work for me, learn to say no to people. Don't try to please people. If you try to keep pleasing people, remember that is the end of your journey. You can keep everyday head massage and you can make them comfortable, and you have to sacrifice everything for that. And even remember, end of that all, that people never going to become happy. And end of the day, they will ask, you never did anything for me. What you did for me? Like that they will claim. So that's why don't go behind people and don't look your life inside other people's profiles. And nothing wrong, you have good people. And if the people around you not work for you, it's not profitable for you, it is better let them to go their own way and you find your way and say no to people. So that leads you to have the well-being lifestyle. See, contact. So the next one is be active. So that is very important thing. So we are so active, but we are not wise. Wisdom and being active is two different things. You have to be master very carefully. Because if you are not wise, 24/7 you can be active, but not result. You don't get result. But if you are wise, and by the time you can have a very good quality time, active time period, and then you get a good result. So then always remember, when you become active, be mindful. Because when it comes to life, it is important. It is depend on the time and energy. So then when you spend your energy, when you become active, you spend your life for that. So then don't do unnecessary activities. It makes you tired. So always have self-discipline yourself. Whatever you want to do, be limited to that. That is a skill. That is how you become master yourself. You don't do everything. There are some people multitasking. There's nothing wrong with that. But as we know, we can't do everything in this life. There are a lot of things. Nothing wrong with that. But then you have to remember, you be active, but that doesn't mean you try to do everything. No, whatever. So I give a different meaning to be active. So whatever you do, try to do it 100% best. Don't do half. So that is a different way to interpret how to be active. Don't try to do everything little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. No, don't do that. You do one thing, but you do it 100% perfect. And then you go to the next. You don't do this half and go to next. No. That is what called the monkey mind. See the monkeys? You know, everywhere I go, they bite a little bit and throw it, and they go to the next one, bite it a little bit, throw it, kind of like a jumping, and that whatever come to their hands, they break it and keep jumping. They are not satisfied anywhere. So, but they are so busy. So don't be like that person. You become active, you give you 100% best for whatever the action you do. One action at one time. And that way you are inside so active, maybe outside you don't do much things. But you become very sustainable inside, and it leads you to have the very well-being lifestyle. Another one is take notice. This is very interesting. Now, why talk about take notice? So that's mean you aware about the environment. You become mindful. You mindfully engage with the moment. So that is something. It's a kind of like active listening. You are mindfully engaged with the environment. Take notice. And sometimes even remember in day-to-day life, very basic things. We talk with each other, sometimes later we don't know what we talk. And sometimes we eat and then later we don't know what we ate. And end of the day, we don't know what we did. And even in day-to-day life, it's a kind of like where we are kind of like having Alzheimer. It's kind of, we do things, but we don't know what we keep doing. We are kind of like in a dream world, visualizing, dreaming, and in that dream we do things. But take notice with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. When you perceive something, if you're little bit aware about, even regarding your body, regarding your physical behavior. So those are very important, because this physical body itself, each and every cell always communicating with each and every organ. Remember, your physical body head to toes is a kind of like a universal network system, always active, always communicating. Sometimes we are not listening to our body. When there is a pain, when there is some kind of difficulty, we don't care about it. So then by the time what happens? We have to pay for that with a big price. And remember, in your body, any physical situation, it never just come suddenly. It happens little by little, little by little, little by little. And also it gives signs. But most of the time we don't care about it. That's why by the time after 10 years, 20 years, we recognize, oh, I have this. So take notice. And when it comes to meditation, that is what one of the thing you mastering. Awareness, inhalation, exhalation, you take notice. And then the mind becomes sharp and clear. Then you go a little bit deeper, you take notice. Any sensation arise, you take notice. And then you recognize it arise itself, stay for a moment, disappear. You take notice. So it leads you to recognize something. Another thing is the beauty of taking notice. Remember this. It takes you to new knowledge. Try. Once you start to notice something, it's a kind of like a bridge. It start to take you to from what you know to some new knowledge. So build up that bridge. It's a skill. Another one is the keep learning with moving. So we are always moving. But one thing, even though we are moving, we forget to learn. Sometimes we get old and without having any life experience. We are just passing the age. But if you learn, when you move by the time, your life itself become kind of like a Dharma, or your life itself become a sutra, or your life itself become gateway to Nibbana. So Dharma is not separate from your life. Dharma about your life. Dharma build up out of the life. So when we learn something, sometimes we separate that what we learn from our inside. No. Wisdom means it's about your true nature. So, but why we have to learn it? Because when we move, we forget to learn. And there are nowadays, there are many books nowadays, they try to teach mothers to how to take care of the child. You go online and see how many books there are. But just imagine, for a mother, who can teach how to take care of the child? Because becoming mother itself, take that mother to understand how to take care of the child. But now we forget that inner nature and we try to learn it through the books. So that's why most of the time now people, rather than their own inner understanding, they believe ChatGPT. So that's why when you become older, try to learn the life that is more sustainable. Otherwise, that whatever the knowledge you take from outside world, reading books, remember it is valid only for 5 years. So whatever you teach for your children and whatever you study in school and whatever you study in universities and whatever the degrees you take, the knowledge that you take out of that valid only for 5 years, not more than 5 years. You can use it within that 5 years. After that, you have to go to another new knowledge. So that's why you always have to remember to learn while you are moving. But most of time, we neglect that learning. And sometimes when we start to learn, we forget we are moving. So these two you have to balance to have a very well-being, sustainable lifestyle. Another one is the giving. The final, that's the kind of like a foundation for the soul, sharing. Remember, our life itself happened because of other people, other things. In this very moment, look how many things help for us to have this. This chair, computer, lights, this environment, this everything. How it came like this? It didn't appear itself. It is a contribution of somebody. Then just imagine yourself, you are sitting yourself and you are watching this. So even the very garment that you wearing, from where it came, it is a contribution from someone. So all the food you eat, it's a contribution from someone. All the comfort today you have, it's a contribution from someone. So we are depending from others always. Even just imagine this, all the animals, butterflies, bees, this seen, unseen little creatures. They are helping for us. We are in a network. So then yourself, you have to think for a moment what you contribute to this world. Think about it. The one of the highest you can contribute your thoughts. So then at least just imagine during the day what you keep thinking, maybe blaming to somebody, maybe jealousy, anger, hatred. Then you are contributing that. But if you have the generosity, loving kindness, compassion, at least just thoughts without going to action. Just imagine you are contributing that to the world. So your brain waves, remember, once the thought arising, it's already go to universe. Be careful. So it's there for you. So then always have good thoughts. It's one of the very foundation. It's kind of like a giving. It's the foundation of giving. Just imagine with the angry, mad, jealousy mind. If you try to give something, what's the point? You look like so generous inside. If you are so greedy, what the point? So that's why first have generous thoughts, good, very clear, compassion, wise thoughts in your mind. Have the good wishes and always have the compassion, loving kindness, generosity. Just as thoughts, that's enough in the beginning. And then the action develop on that thoughts, it's going to be good. So in the deeper level, go to the foundation, and when you share, the very first thing, be careful what you think. So those are the 5 things that can build up your very well-being lifestyle. So contact and being active, take notice, keep learning and moving and giving. So always remember, going again and again, have the wisdom and have some kind of a spiritual background with these 5 qualities and develop your life. So then you will see by the time that you're going to have a very comfortable, sustainable, well-being lifestyle. And from that point, you can develop more deeper into your spiritual path. So with that, we are going to practice a little bit loving kindness meditation. And after that, the first we're going to observe our breathing and practice observing inhalation, exhalation, and then we're going to practice the loving kindness. So remember these things when you practice, always bring that wisdom to your practice and synchronize it and apply it to inside you. And that way, it's going to bring more and more clarity to yourself. And through that clarity, you can build up a very clear spiritual path. Okay, so keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture, please. And bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say, So Patveva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens, just recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. Your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhamma nudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.